Moonletter Astrological Podcast.
New Moon in Aquarius, Lunar New Year, 29th of January 2025. The new moon in Aquarius marks the beginning of another moon cycle and also the beginning of another lunar year. For me, this always feels more like a new year than the international civil year that begins on January the 1st, which is more to do with secular events such as the founding of the World Bank in 1945 and the Euro in 2002. The Lunar New Year makes more sense astrologically, taking place on the new moon in Aquarius, the nearest new moon to the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. For many cultures, in the northern hemisphere at least, this date marks the beginning of spring, coinciding with the Celtic festival of Imbolc, also known as St. Bridget's Day, and the Christian festival of Candlemas. As the Chinese calendar is lunisolar, taking into account both the sun and the moon, it chooses the new moon closest to the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. It's not only celebrated in China, so we refer to it as the Lunar New Year. Other countries that celebrate the New Year at this time include Korea, Vietnam, and Mongolia, while Japan has switched its New Year to January the 1st to align with Western practice. So we can take the new moon in Aquarius as symbolic for the coming moon cycle and also for the whole of the year ahead, the year of the wood snake. What sort of year it is for you depends on the animal representing the year of your birth, if you are a pig, an ox, or a monkey, for example. But as well as the year, it depends on the rulership of the month, the day, and the hour of your birth, the so-called 4 pillars of destiny in Chinese divination. But the main difference from the previous year of the dragon is that dragon expresses its energy in a yang way, light, positive, outward, while the snake is yin, more inward, as benefits its inherent wisdom, what in the West we would call gnosis. This is shown in the considered and creative way the snake responds to events, something to watch out for in what could be a very unsettled year. Turning to the chart of the new moon, as well as the sun and moon in Aquarius, there are also Mercury and Pluto, close enough to the sun and moon to be part of the thrust of the new moon. Aquarius is about community rather than corporations, about democracy rather than dictatorship and the divine right of kings. That's the received astrological wisdom, but we should now be getting a better idea of how the energy of Pluto in Aquarius manifests. In addition, the sun and moon are getting strong backup from Jupiter in Gemini. This gives a good sense of direction, but may be a bit short-sighted, as Jupiter's energy is held back by the more immediate focus of the sign of Gemini. Then there are the delights of a conjunction of Venus and Neptune in Pisces, an almost mystical combination of love and universal compassion. Translating this to the more mundane level of our daily lives, it could enhance the feeling of empathy for those suffering difficult circumstances. On the other hand, it could manifest as the seduction of the glamorous world of celebrity. Flipping this chart to the soul level of the 7th harmonic, the connection inspires the harsh words of a teacher that opens a new vision, regardless of whether you're the student or the teacher. Then 2 major planets turn direct. Uranus in Taurus on the 30th of January, the day after the new moon, and Jupiter in Gemini on the 4th of February. All the slow-moving planets will then be running direct until the 4th of May, when Pluto turns retrograde. This represents a window of opportunity to get things moving. Full moon in Leo, 12th of February. The full moon in Leo opposing the sun in Aquarius is squared off by Uranus in Taurus. This creates a three-legged chair known as a T-square, with a balance point in Scorpio. Uranus' nature is unpredictable and things happen out of the blue, or without any lead-up or expectation. It's also associated with black swan events that are believed to be impossible until they happen. Nobody had ever seen a black swan, so they were assumed not to exist. And then somebody saw one. Statistically, these events are known as outliers due to their rarity. They are also described as having a major effect, an interesting angle on the influence of Uranus. Then the balance point in Scorpio. As Scorpio's nature tends to be secretive, we can expect secrets to be revealed around this time, and what has been hidden away beneath the surface may emerge and change the way we look at things.
And for more astrological and spiritual musings, check out moonletter.co.uk.